What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the one block type series. Fuck, I'm really struggling with this camera. Welcome back, everyone. So in this series, we're just gonna use the most abundant resource in your Minecraft world. And last episode, if you guys haven't seen it, we try to play around with stone blocks, basically just using stone types of blocks. And we made something out of this, like a ruin and a plaza, and also a small home. And the idea of this challenge is mainly just to, I think I said that before. Yeah, it's just to use the most abundant blocks in the game and just try to make something out of it. And yeah, this time I'm planning to use oak logs or oak. I don't think I like it as much. If I'm being honest, I think I would prefer to build with stone a lot more than with oak, because I don't know, the color of oak is just not something that I prefer. It's just when you build it and like when you use too much of it, then it becomes kind of ugly. At least that's what I see. That's how I see it. It's not as pretty. Yeah, let's try to see what we can make. So let's start with some of the few blocks. So here are some of the blocks, oak logs, right? Oak type of logs. So this is just with the basic oak log, and then you can see like they have different patterns. The ones on the side looks a bit different as the one on top end of the block. And we have the pressure plate, we have the staircase, slab. What's the name of this guy? Strip? Right, strip oak wood. And okay, and some of the trapdoors and the door. To my surprise, I know I said that I prefer the stone blocks a lot more, but now that I look at it, I think the oak wood kind of complements the grass behind me and the ground and also the sand. So they complement each other a lot more. So you're very likely to, at least my hypothesis is that you're more likely to be able to create a lot more beautiful builds with this palette as compared to that palette over there. I'm not sure, but we're gonna give it a try and see whatever we can come up with, right? And start it off, we're gonna make the smaller ones, whatever we can make, maybe like 4x4, 6x6, and then slowly we're gonna scale it up to like a house, and then lastly, the outdoor space. Okay, so yeah, all right. So as you guys could see, I've tested out a few different floor designs just to see what kind of effects that people would feel or we would feel as we walk on these type of design, right? Okay, one thing that I noticed the oak logs has advantage on as compared to the stone is how we can make this kind of transition. As you could see, the oak log has this kind of the texture overall is a lot darker, and we could progress. So you could see, yeah, like you could make this kind of gradient. I'm not really good in making gradient, but this is the kind of gradient you could make from darker to the lighter side of block. But at the same time, this the darker color of the oak log, we could potentially also make it like a boundary. So for you to make like your garden or like green areas. So yeah, and then you could also see, we could also create spaces by using the strip oak logs. So as you can see how the edge is a lot more darker. The blocks on the edge are a lot darker as compared to the one inside. So this kind of draws your attention into this space. Yeah, just signifying that this is a space. Potentially, at the same time, you could also make this kind of design like the standard checkered design, and this also creates like a visual interest, giving you like a signal of this is also a space. Over here is just the standard pathway where we use the oak logs as boundaries, and this is just like the main pathways. This is like the equivalence of the cobblestone. Okay, why did I pronounce it that way? And yeah, additionally, we could potentially also make like a stronger emphasis, like a better visual contrast by making this kind of design where the center is lighter, but at the same time we enclose it with like a darker color using this oak logs, right? So you could see how this one is a lot. You could see how contrasting it is, and how we kind of emphasize more as compared to these two. But yeah, this is just some of the floor designs that we could use when we were building just by using oak logs. I prepared not really a few design. It's not even design at all. Okay, so the first type of wall, right, is just using the oak logs. Okay, just before we go into detail, if you look at it from afar, you could see the potential gradient you got over here, and you could also include the trapdoors as in between the oak logs, and also the standard oak. I was about to say oak bricks. The oak planks. Yeah. Okay, so just to give an idea, I don't think this is a good wall design. It's a good way for you to add shadows or darker color to your walls, but I don't think I prefer it that way. I don't know. Maybe you guys could work something out of this. And yeah, this is just a standard wood planks, oak planks, and I feel like it's quite bland. Of course, this one is a lot blander, but I mean, it's an alright wall, including this one. This is also an alright wall, but I do wonder if we could actually make some interesting combinations between these two, or I don't know, maybe once we're actually building it, we can actually see if it's gonna look nice or not. But what I really like is this trapdoors. Also, I can't remember. I think it's quite expensive for us to make each one of these, so I'm gonna use these sparingly. But it's a really nice. I wouldn't even say a block because it's so thin, right? You could make like a divider. So when you have a space and you create dividers, it doesn't necessarily like separate the space, as in you could still have the same feeling, but visually it kind of separates the space. But even if the space overall is kind of like, I don't know, maybe what I'm just trying to say is just a good way for us to try to use fence to separate space. It's to separate as a wall. The fact that it's also a lot thinner as compared to the full block, we can play around with the depth. Okay, so yeah, let's see what else we could build.
2 hours later.
I think I may have overdone myself, but yeah, you'll see. Okay, so this is the first one that I started with. I try to make something different. Initially, I didn't really like. I mean, I never always like using the logs as roof because it looks very heavy, right? In this aspect, because you have the lighter color at the bottom, and as we go up, it's a lot darker on top. So at least to me, that kind of makes it a lot like it gives the impression that the roof is very heavy. And yeah, so the room is quite simple, using the checkered design inside, and yeah, it's very simple because I just didn't really put much effort into it. But then I overdid it with this one. This is certainly not. Yeah, this is just like small. I believe it's like maybe 10 by 6, 10 by yeah. But I went overboard with this one. Yeah. So I'm gonna show you around. Okay. So remember that I said to you that I didn't like how the roof is using logs. But in this context, because we're using logs not just as a roof, but also as like the wall design over here. And then at the same time, the scale of the building is like bigger as compared to this one. So the effect that the roof feels a lot heavier isn't as prominent over on this, the bigger building, the bigger house. Oh yeah, one thing I want to point out is that because previously using the stone bricks, I went towards a more like ruins design, right? And then I want to challenge myself instead of going to a more like ancient ruin stuff. I want to try to make it a more modern design. So okay, as we said just now about the roof, as you could see, right? The roof it doesn't feel as heavy, although it's a lot more, I would say this is a lot more solid as compared to this one, the smaller building, but it doesn't feel as heavy, right? So I suppose this is because of scale, the proportion of the building, and scale compared to the logs itself. So that is about a roof. And then I never noticed that having the oak logs as ceiling design is such a nice, such like comfy feeling. I might want to do more later because it's really nice to have like a darker ceiling. It gives like a comfy vibe. So yeah. So as you guys, as we walk through this, it's just using basic wood planks, oak planks, and then frame using these logs as well, right? So it helps us, it helps giving us a sense of direction. So you can move here into here. And then notice how I don't use doors because, I don't know, I'm just not a big fan of like closed spaces. So I just use the trapdoors as a divider, right? So it helps frame this path, this opening into her house. I gotta say, man, trapdoors are really versatile. You can not only using it as like a roof structure, but also like a divider, right? And then because I don't know, I feel like I need to use something different as compared to the trapdoors, and then that's where the doors come into play, right? I'll be honest, the oak doors itself by itself is kind of ugly, but using it in with the rest, like the context of the build, it kind of works, right? And yeah, so okay, again, as you enter this building, this is like your living spaces. I know it's quite cramped for such a huge building. It's quite cramped, I know. And yeah, so this is the living space. Probably over here you could put like your working station, your kitchen, your fridge or refrigerator or something. Okay, that's the first floor. And then you could go upstairs. Yeah, similar concept using oak logs as the boundary line. I know it's not really safe, but we're gonna ignore that. Okay, this is also a cool aspect to this building, I believe. This oak logs becomes like a wall, right? So you could definitely use it to act like a visual obstruction to help move people around the house. Okay, so this is the upper floor. Same concept, using the trapdoors as a framing for the opening. And then yeah, this is the upper floor. It looks really nice, you know, it looks very, very comfortable. And just notice we have like this is shipwreck, I don't know, could be. Right, such a nice design. And then over here we are using the doors as like dividers. So yeah, I really didn't expect myself to be able to make this like a modern house, but using oak logs, because oak logs are ugly. I gotta say, oak planks or oak logs are ugly, but I try to challenge myself, right? Over here as well, you could see how we are using the doors. The door by itself, it looks ugly, but if you're using it like fences, so this is like a modern design, so it looks really good. It acts like a divider, so you could have like a farming area behind here. And also I forgot to mention that I also use what's the name of it? Pressure plates. These pressure plates is like those gardens, the garden slabs that you could walk onto, the pavement, right? but it is, I gotta say, it is annoying. So yeah, over here just like some storage areas. Yeah. I really try to make a modern design. I I know. This task, it feels a lot more like a form. Like I'm exploring more with the form rather than the texture, but I could definitely see some usage, the proper usage of the different title blocks. But I don't know. There's not really a definition of proper usage. It's just being at the right place. Like over here, you could see because we have this large wall. So how do we make it less boring? So I just incorporated this the top end face of the O-clocks. So it helps like divide the floor and then also the walls. And then I'm sure you guys need me to explain this design. I don't know. It's just that when I was building this, I felt like I need like an awning. So I just add a few trapdoors. But then I feel like, for a modern house, we need to typically for a modern house, we need to have like a very prominent prominent shapes in the house. So that's why you could see like there's a huge, like a strong language of this cuboid or like rectangle, right? Basically making the shape a lot more prominent. And then because we are intersecting this cuboid shape with the house, that creates pathway over here. All right. So that creates an opportunity for a pathway. And because we are using this intersecting language, that's how I came up with this roof design. Right, the roof could also be intersecting, and yeah, you could clearly see how the shape extends from the front to the back of it. It also becomes like an awning for people to see from the inside out. So yeah, I think I went overboard with this. So yeah, the house itself is kind of done. So probably we'll try to explore the landscaping now. I may go overboard again, I don't know. But I genuinely enjoy this process. Hope you guys do too. So see you guys in a minute. All right. So I think we're done. I don't know. Yeah, I think we're done with the exterior using the oak logs. These are the oak logs, and I'm not sure if I'm happy. I guess I am. But let's just quickly go through it. So we'll start at the back here. So the path, we're currently using the oak logs and the strip oak log. So by using this combination, it helps create like a movement. So just to give you an idea, just to help us, like visually, it indicates where you should be moving. Like right now, from inside of the island towards the beach area. So yeah, you'll be greeted to this kind of view, right? So that's nice. And then they're kind of annoying, but this is like a bar. So I define this bar using the checkered pattern, although you might not be able to see as much. But yeah, that's how I define the pattern inside. I define the space, I mean. So this is like a bar using the plates on top, although this is not really a good idea because yeah, you just saw me do it just now. I could open up. Yep. It's not a good idea, but visually I think it helps just to give like a bit more interesting. And then yeah, this is just the standard using the trapdoors as fence to separate the this virus from us. So yeah, this is like the door as divider as well. And then yeah, it's quite simple. The exterior is quite simple. And then this structure, I'm inspired by vintage beef. I'm not sure which season of Urban Path was it, but he used this kind of design to create like a path, create paths, right? So yeah, you could make this kind of structure using the fences. So yeah, I believe that's all. That's all really using the woke. I was about to say woke, but I would say that I learned quite a few things because I usually don't like using oak logs in my survival world. I tend to just want to use like a combination of oak logs and also stone, but not purely oak logs because I can see how ugly it is. Can we see it? This in shader? In shaders. Okay. Yeah, I think this looks a lot softer on the eyes. And yeah, the house is... I just love this house. I'm sorry. Let me just appreciate it a bit. Oh, it's so pretty. I just wish this is like my survival house. Yeah, just to experience it a bit. That's nice. You have some seatings over there. You could lay down over here. Yeah, I just love this house. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think and what you've created on your own world using old clouds. Let me know what you guys have made and leave a like. See you next time. Bye bye.